Welcome to Jen Cares Live Talks powered by Swag Her Magazine and Chosen Counselors, the show that brings the community to you Mondays at 8 p.m. on Facebook and YouTube. Here we engage in tough talks and meaningful conversations, featuring guests that help us stay in the know. If you're watching on Facebook, be sure to like and follow our page. If you're watching on YouTube, be sure to subscribe to never miss a show. Now, here's your host, Jen Cares.
There we go. Good evening and welcome to another episode of Jen Cares Live, powered by Swag Her Magazine and Chosen Counselors. I am your host, Jennifer Harris, also known as Jen Cares, and I'm the founder of Chosen Counselors, a nonprofit organization that seeks to inspire, motivate, empower, and strengthen individuals and families. As always, I want to thank each of you for tuning in on tonight. Here at Jen Cares, we specialize in bringing the community to you. We love tough talks and meaningful conversations, so that means we're in for a good conversation on today. Be sure to like and comment and drop down some questions and things as we get into this conversation, okay? I want to say special thanks to our guest from last week, Lana Shaw. Such a good conversation. Talking about the parallel, not a side hustle, but the parallel career. Be sure to go and check that out. I do want to take a moment to highlight our sponsors. There's some amazing things going on. I first want to share about the Visibility Vault for Black businesswomen. You want to become an Ascend founding member for women who believed first. The ones who saw the vision before was polished and said yes to elevation early. If you're called to more visibility, more authority, and true alignment, then this is your tier. Because visibility isn't about going viral. It's about being positioned, walking into rooms already respected, and being introduced as the expert you are, my friend. So Ascend is for women who isn't asking for a seat, but she's building tables. So if you're interested in learning more, please head on over to swagheronline.com today. Swagher also wants you to tap into their Swagher travel books. Let us spotlight your story, showcase your journey, and accomplishments with style. This book is designed to amplify your visibility. These exclusive features are distributed at premier Black women's empowerment events, putting you in front of a dynamic and supportive audience. So visit swagherpr.com if you're interested in being a part of our Swagher travel books. Friends, you can't get to every conference, but this book will get there. So you want to make sure that your face is in the book, in the place as women are being empowered and encouraged. So I'm so excited for tonight. We're going to be talking about alignment, commanding your day. And I know we don't always do well with this, but we got somebody that's going to help us process what it looks like to command your day, what it looks like to get in alignment. I know you will need to get aligned if you live around Philly. You might need it more often than not because of those daggone potholes. But today we're talking about our lives, getting our lives aligned. So please help me welcome Joseph Brent as we talk about alignment, commanding your day. Good evening. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic, Jen. How you doing today?
I can't complain. It's a beautiful day. It's Monday.
Good. It's good. It's
my favorite day.
Day. There you go. I love Mondays.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't prefer a day. I like that on Thursdays. I call it Friday Eve. And then Fridays are always great, but the weekend goes by so fast. But I don't know. I have a day that I love. I like a day off. I love a day off.
Sure.
I say it. So over here at Jen Cares. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to say that Monday is the first day of a reset. So whatever clutter you have, over the, last week and over the weekend, it's a fresh start. Whether you're, starting a fitness journey or eating better, it's a fresh start.
I'll take it. Okay, I'll take it. We resetting today.
Okay.
All right. So here at Jen Cares, we always start with a quote of the day. And today's quote of the day is, "Make each day your masterpiece" by John Wooden. Again, make each day your masterpiece. What are your thoughts on that quote?
Well, that's it. So, you are a masterpiece, and each day is the very best version of you. But what's so dope about the quote is that each day you can create a better masterpiece than the day before.
Mhm.
So yeah, each day and days can be masterful, if that makes sense.
Mhm. Mhm. I
So
like it.
okay.
I like it. Go, go, go. So, friends, as always, I have prepared some questions to guide tonight's topic. But if you have any questions, any thoughts, be sure to drop them down below. So, as
Okay.
always, my first question is always, could you tell us about yourself? Who is Joseph?
I'm a humble, prudent student um, in life, but also I have a pretty extensive background in business and exercise physiology as well as
Mhm.
theology. But I'm also an executive coach, and
Okay.
I hone in on alignment spiritually, mentally, and physically. And at its core, I I'm a leader and nothing
Mhm.
short of it. And I own this space that I'm in. And I'm a loving son. I'm a loving father. And I'm journeying like everyone else is.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Now, sounds like you have several hats. How did you come to these different fields? How did these areas find you and align with your vision and purpose for life?
Sometimes you just gotta move. You just gotta know that you want to get there. So
Mhm.
my first field of study was training or exercise physiology. And I've always been pretty upbeat or motivated to also motivate. And I always had a spiritual foundation due to my home
Mhm.
faith-based culture. So you begin your journey in life, and for whoever it is, whether it's the universe or for me it's God, when you ask for your steps to be ordered, then they are, and you just walk your journey, and along the journey, you can adopt different or other skill sets. So first it was training. Then I took an interest in business and real estate. And all while I was journeying in that space, I was like, well, wait a minute. I have a spiritual foundation, and you're taught that you can do all things. You're taught that
Mhm.
you're the head and not the tail. You're taught that you're given authority, and so I combined all of these things, and saw that they all go together: your spirit,
Mhm.
your mind, and your body. And when you're born, you don't have one detached from the other.
Mhm.
So when I discovered that all three of those were to be in sync, I started implementing all three of those areas, whether it was training, helping people get physically fit,
Mhm.
whether it was being a motivating instrument for others, or providing, some form of spiritual or faith-based counsel.
Mhm.
So, again, it goes back to sometimes you just gotta walk,
Mhm.
and sometimes you gotta want to be led by, whoever you believe is leading you.
Mhm. Mhm.
So, did
I
that
like
answer
that.
your question?
It did. It did. The
Okay,
first part that stuck out to me was when you said sometimes you just have to move, and then how you just shared it now. Sometimes you just have to walk, and oftentimes we can get stuck in different places in our thoughts, um, within our spirit, within our mind, within our body. Right.
sure.
Like you said, sometimes you just have to move because in the exercise world, you don't use it, you lose it. Right.
That's right.
And just being able to walk. I was watching a post. Somebody's doing like a 30-day challenge because she said she walked up the steps and she was out of breath, and like we don't want that to happen. So sometimes you just have to move because if you keep still, that's going to continue to happen unless you move your body a little bit.
Sure.
So I like that. And yeah, sometimes you just got to be moved and be led by who you believe is leading you. It's really important.
Sure.
So having that alignment, your sensor um, of your trust factor, your belief factor.
Sure.
So when you hear the word alignment, what does that mean to you personally?
Just that. So I thought of the name, or when I think of alignment, I think of a EKG signal in a hospital, and there's vibrancy there's vibrancy when you're alive, but when you're flatlined, there's nothing. There's no spirit. Well, there's no mind. There's no body. And we can only pray where the spirit goes. So I think of vibrancy in all three of the major components of one's life and lifestyle. Life, alive,
Gotcha.
and connected.
Like that EKG is moving and then flatline is not moving. We all want that EKG to be moving.
That's
If
right.
not, that means we don't have life. Gotcha. So how do you know when you're out of alignment? Obviously the flatline, but sometimes you could be sort of in alignment, but not fully there to that full potential. What does that look like, and how do you identify if you aren't in the lane you should be in?
Through the different thoughts, the different ideas, through how you think. Sometimes you could be, let's just say if you're reading a book and you can zone out and you're reading page to page to page, or you can't read the book. There's a ton of clutter. There's so many different forms of distractions that are keeping you from reading the book. Your eyes are getting watery. So for me, that's a signal that let me just put the book down and get right, whatever get right means. And just be still, or when it's time to actually revisit. So it's in most cases it's in the act. And it doesn't last long. If I feel foggy, then I breathe. I practice breathing and pretty much reset. I have an extensive prayer life and an extensive fasting life. So when I feel like it's time to actually shift whatever the dynamics are that I'm in that creates a space of misalignment, then that's what I do.
I like that. It's interesting because like we just came out of the season of Lent for Christians, the season of
Sure.
Ramadan for Muslims, right? And during that time, people are focused and locked in on whatever it is that they're going for, or working on or trying to abstain from and things of that sort. And people really lock in really good, but that's just for that moment. That's that 40 days or however long Ramadan is, right? But
Sure.
as time continues to go on, it could be August now, right? And it's not necessarily Lent. It's not necessarily Ramadan. It's not necessarily, called by your church and things, but sometimes you do need that fast, like pull yourself away from people, places, and things. Social media could get you tied up as well. So knowing when you've been in something too long or when you need a pause to reset yourself, you got to have a week of Mondays, to get yourself back on track.
Sure.
That's good. Cool. All right, cool. My next question. Dun, 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 dun.
Okay.
What do you feel like people can still be productive if they're misaligned? Because like I said, sometimes people feel like they're aligned, they're doing the stuff, they're robotic, they're in survival mode and things of that sort. But do you feel like they're still productive in being misaligned? And what does that look like? Are they at their full potential? What is that?
Well, I probably couldn't tell what it would be for others. I can say that people can be productive. I assume that however their alignment is contingent on the results. So yes, you can be productive for I guess 5 days, and it looks good, the bells and the whistles and the glamour and the glitz. But what does it look like in 30 years? So in the moment or temporary, sure, there could be some productivity due to being proactive. That's case in point. You get in shape, and that's great. But is your mindset matching the shape that you're in? You're in shape, but are you stress free? Are you arguing? Do you have toxic interactions and or relationships? Or could you stand to work on those things also? So I guess initially, someone can approach it like, "Oh yeah, I'm productive," but they may see that there's a bigger picture in the long run. So, and as stated, I am accountable for me.
Mhm,
I really
mhm,
don't know the dynamics for someone else, but I'm sure that they can be productive.
mhm, mhm. Yeah, I think we can be productive, but I don't know that it's to the full benefit that it could be, right? That's like you enjoy cooking, so you're cooking, but you no longer feel fulfilled from it. So it's not as productive, like you feel a disconnect. And sometimes unconsciously, you know how to do the things, so you're doing them.
Yeah,
But you could burn out too, so you got to be careful with that, right? But that part of, in losing weight, does your mindset match the shape, right? There's a
sure.
lot of people that will try, to get skinny quick, um, things of that sort, right? And it's great in the moment when they're coming down, but you still have to have the mindset to change and shift things beyond whatever that substance that you're using or things you're doing. You're going to the gym, you gotta keep going to the gym. You can't go to the gym too, 6 months, you done came down, you're looking
Sure.
great, but then you start eating crazy. Your mindset has to be in alignment with that new course of life of how you want to change things. So that's good for
Yeah,
your mindset matching the shape. Because sometimes it's not the same. It can't even fit in. It's like a circle trying to go into a triangle.
yeah, and you have to believe in that mindset
Yeah,
versus what you hear. Hey, you should do this. You have to really, really full-fledged, 10 toes down, believe in it,
yeah.
which speaks to the faith base or the spiritual component of it.
Mhm.
So
And that's hard too, to believe, a lot oftentimes people go to a substance for losing weight or and I'm not knocking it, but sometimes you could fear that you can't do it, right?
right,
You can't go to the gym and things, but then there's some that can go to the gym and knock it out. And I think the alignment part too is finding what works for you. For some people, it's not going to the gym. It does not work out for whatever the reason. For some people, it is, having a surgery done. For some people, it is taking, the supplements and things. So you have to find what works for you. And everybody's body is different. And I think
that's
that's the
right.
big part about alignment of knowing that though you try to this way and it worked out for you, that doesn't mean I have to do that way. It's not going to work out for me because whatever fears I had, my mindset might not match going to get surgery. My mindset might not match taking some medicines and things because in my head, like, what are the side effects? I'm scared. I don't want to
Mhm.
do that. But if your
Yeah,
mindset matches of, you know, we're all guinea pigs in the world, essentially a little bit, right? So if I take this and it's helping me, I'll address anything that comes up on the other side of it and handle it as it comes.
sure, sure.
Okay. So, what habits helped you to get into alignment and have this mindset of alignment and push for alignment for others?
A habit. If it's okay, I'm going to use the word practice. So a habit is it's habitual, and yeah, it's just that. It's like it's a habit. A practice means that I get better and better each time that I'm doing it. So a daily habit or now a daily practice would be to again uh prayer, um feeding feeding my system. I have very, very, very best friends. We've all been best friends from since pre-K. So we're a strong positive reinforcement for one another. So I make sure that we practice open lines of transparent, authentic communication, and we pray with each other as well. I would say practice fasting. I practice being still. I practice exercise. My measure of exercise at this moment is sparring. So I tend not to really be stressed out because I'm constantly fighting with someone. And when that's done, we just leave it in that particular room, shake hands, and say, you know what, let's get it tomorrow. So, while I could have frustration or anger with someone, I don't because I'm constantly or not constantly. about 3 times a week I'm doing that. So what else? I practice mindful eating. Again, just feeding my system, feeding my brain, and honing in on I don't want to be foggy. I don't want to be sluggish. I don't want to be lazy. So just constantly feeding myself in all three of the areas,
Mhm.
whether it's activities, whether it's physical activity, good things to feed my libido, my
Mhm.
headspace,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
feed my spiritual space.
I like this. Said a couple good things. That piece of accountability, having your friends, right?
Hmm.
Oftentimes, our friends see us and they know us, and they offer feedback sometimes. Sometimes we want to hear it, sometimes we don't want to hear it. However, it's helping us to be in alignment. Like we share with them what our goals were. I'm trying to save some money. A friend of mine the other day, we are trying to, I forgot what the challenge is, but I just have where like out of my check, it goes right into my bank account. I don't touch it. It goes into that savings account. And she was like, hey, I want to buy this. I was like, but you have one. She said, this one is quieter, but what you have works.
Yeah,
But this one is nicer. It's thinner. They're not going to be able to see it. Da, 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 da. People know your situation. What you have works just fine. I think you'll be okay with what you have. And at the end of the conversation was like, you didn't tell me what I wanted to hear. But if we're on a mission of saving, that accountability, that mindset helps, and I need you to do it for me too. Because I got to make sure though I'm saving the money, it's other money that I could be spending that I might not need to be spending. So that
sure.
accountability part is really, really important. I also like the part of you should like practice, right? So growing up, most of sports and things of that sort, you have to go to practice. You have to show up. And if you
Sure.
don't show up, you miss out on whatever was taught that day or continuing to perfect whatever it is that you are practicing. And that's really important because sometimes it's important, but it's also important for us not to also give ourselves grace, right? Because just because I missed practice one time doesn't mean that it's the end all be all. Now you miss too many practices, that's a different situation, right?
Right.
But continue to practice, continue to show up every day to try again, to keep on going to spar helps you to get better, to be able to dodge the hits and things of that sort. Continue to practice mindful eating helps you to stay with that mindset of matching your shape of what it is that you want to do for your weight goals and things of that sort. So I like that too, using the practice um, piece and accountability. Although it's nice, sometimes I don't like it. I'm not gonna hold you, but I'm grateful for it.
Yeah.
I'm grateful for it. Another part is you share a prayer. What are other things or other things you do that you feel like helps you? Some people might journal, some people might reflect. What are some other things that help you to stay zoned in and focus on what it is that you're trying to do for yourself? And I'm asking that because trying to encourage somebody else that's like, I'm ready to give up, or I'm tired, or I kept on trying and I don't want to do it anymore. I don't want to practice no more. What are some things that help you that can help somebody else that's listening?
You know what? I really enjoy pouring into people in every area of their life and their lifestyle from any area. I did have the background in all of the areas, but I really, really, really enjoy that. And that in itself feeds me. But at the end of the day, before I close my eyes and go to sleep, I tell myself that I did good work. And there's work that you actually, you do to profit. But I mean, overall work, my work is purpose. What I'm here, what I'm called, and what I will do is to do good work. And it really, really, really feels good. It's rewarding. Um, and, there's the universal law, you know, if you hold a pen in the air and if you drop it, or if you hold a pen in the air and drop it, it's going to fall every single last time you do that. And that law is gravity. But there's another law of reciprocity and also sowing and reaping. So whatever you put out good, it has to come back good. It has to. Whatever you put out bad, it's got to come back the same way. These are laws, and people can be obedient to them, or they can adhere to them. So I really, really, really enjoy um, just sowing good seeds into myself and into people, so that there's a space of flourish and thrive, but also bountiful harvest. So and it's so dope when it's not that, but I carry that and I have authority, and I can, humbly walk into a room and change the room,
Mm.
due to the space that I occupy, but even the space that I want to occupy.
Mm.
So it's really serving and pouring into people.
So I'm gonna come back to the serving and pouring into people.
Hmm?
I'm gonna come back to the serving and pouring into people. Ooh.
Okay.
I first want to go to the part of you sharing at the recap of the day, saying I did good work. And I am an overthinker, baby. I mean, I'll go through the day and I'm like, could I have done that different? Could I have done that better? Things of that sort. But at the end of the day, coming to say, Jennifer, I did good work. I did a good job today. The other day I was sharing, I was like, I'm trying my best. And my brother was like, stop saying it. You're doing a good job. And I was like, you're right. I am doing a good job. And sometimes you need that reframing to look at how though you are trying your best, you're still doing a good job at what you're doing. And you have to celebrate that win, because sometimes we'll see it as a negative. We say we won't complain and the good days outweigh the bad days, but sometimes those bad moments or not so great moments can overpower. But you got to also remember, but you did it. You showed up. You practiced. It paid off, So
Yeah.
definitely, friends, taking that into consideration when you're reflecting at the end of your day of, I did a good job today. I did good work today. And if you find yourself on a scale where you did not do as well as you wanted to do, we try again tomorrow. We give ourselves grace,
That's right.
which is really important. We got to do that. Now, this other part you shared, you came on here saying cuss words and things of serving and pouring into people, because people don't always like to do that, right? So it seems like but it's a joy to be able to give to other people. Oftentimes you're giving to people that can't give it back to you, and that's even better. Oftentimes we got to remember that, or not expect it back from the people that we've given it to.
That's right.
Because oftentimes they don't have the capacity to give it back to us as well. And that can be overwhelming, because sometimes you feel like, my friends don't love me like I love them, but they're loving you how they were taught love, how they feel, to love you. But if you feel like it's still not alignment, then obviously you want to have a conversation. But even in that serving and pouring, sometimes that could be overwhelming too. How do you stay motivated to continue doing that? I hear you saying you own the space you're in. I hear you saying you show up, but what also helps you, because even though serving is great, you can still burn out in serving, right? Even though pouring into people is great, sometimes you need to be poured into as well. And there are like events I'll go to and they be like, come on, how about this? Or like, nope, I just want to sit back and enjoy, because you're so used to give. But how do you get that part where you get it poured back into you?
Well, I will say this: my wick don't burn out. That's a joke. It don't burn out, but I do have a cutoff switch. I know how to shut off and shut down when, and I embrace very frequent travel. If I want to go ahead and do nothingness wherever I want to do, or if I want to be a busybody wherever, then I just go do that. And this space of alignment, I say that I have planned my life to afford me to be spontaneous. So when I want to shut down, then I just go shut down and regroup, whatever regrouping is. If I want to turn up, then I go turn up. If I want to just shut down, then I go shut down. But for me, I try to do that weekly, whatever it is. Just, hey, listen, I'm not even giving an explanation. Just, hey, I'll talk to you later. Well, what are you doing? Don't worry about it. I'll just see you when I get back.
Yeah.
So I guess the answer to that question is the power and the ability and the leadership, because a good leader knows how to say no.
Mm.
So just saying no,
Mm.
but also real quick, being able to manage well and delegate. So if I'm unable to do it, or if I do not want to do it, I do believe that I'm aligned to make provisions for something to get done. And in a business space, there's a difference between doing something and getting it done.
Mm-hmm.
So I can get something done without having to do it.
Yeah.
So that's what, we work for, so that we can approach things smarter, not harder, and make provisions so that we can actually enjoy what we like to enjoy, whatever that is.
Yeah.
But just saying no or making provisions.
Whew. That,
What?
that's something that I think we don't always do. Like I was talking to a friend and we was talking about taking a pause or taking a vacation. Like it's not in the budget. And I was like, it is. It is. Because if you don't take that pause, if you don't take that step away, you could burn out and things of that sort. And oftentimes we're feeling like we gotta keep on showing up. We gotta keep on showing up. But in alignment, we also have to show up for ourselves. So it's that leader of delegating or giving it to somebody else. We're just saying, no, we're on break for a little while. When we come back, we can work out or pick up where we left off or continue on the journey. But also weekly, it's that piece of self-care too of either turning up or shutting down, whatever that looks like for you. And being okay with whatever that looks like for you too, because people like, I wish I could, like, Saturday I took the day, I kind of just lounged and things of that sort, and then had a night where I took myself out and things of that sort. And it was like, I wish I could do that. I don't do it often, but when I do it, I try to enjoy it. And I don't tell nobody I'm doing it because then they want to like interrupt. And it's so important that you get those moments to help you remain balanced, to help you restore yourself, fill up your tank again so that you can be able to go out and do some more good work of pouring into
That's
and
right.
helping other people.
That's right.
So that's good. That's good. So another part of this was talking about like commanding your day. What does that look like? What does it mean to command your day?
To own it. When you can command your day and you do it day to day to day, what's going to happen is you're going to begin commanding your life. So sometimes people don't know what life looks like. You know why? Because you don't even know what your day looks like. So to command your day, for me, it means accomplishment. It means clarity. It means blessings. And I guess the steps for those things are, I like to get up and I like to meditate. Even if it's for 3 to 5 minutes, I like to just do some deep breathing. And I like to pray. Now, some people do it in reverse. They'll pray before they meditate. But as a little tidbit, some of the things that we actually go to God or the universe or whoever it is about, we can filter out ourselves. Sometimes people wake up and they pray and they go to whoever it is for them with a whole bunch of, can you do this? Blah, 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 blah. And I believe that it will be received, but we have so much positioning to clear our own clutter so that when we do pray, we are specific and detailed, and they're received in a different measure. Um, sometimes people have so much clutter they don't even realize, they don't even know or realize if the prayers been answered, which leads me to my next point. So after prayer, to be still and do nothing for a good 5 to 10 minutes, so that when you go ahead and pray, you can actually hear whoever it is. For me, it's God, him speaking back to you. A lot of times people just say, oh, can you do this day? Thank you for this day. And then they go off about their day and nothing took place. God could have been speaking to him, but you missed what he was saying because you was too busy trying to have a God complex and you was taking on so much. So I back up. So for me, it's meditation, prayer, being still, and then I'm clear. I'm clear. Anything that I prayed for today is prayed over. I don't have any stress or clutter. So I'm operating my day with clarity, which means the thoughts and ideas that come to me are from God. They're not from me.
Yeah.
So then what's wise to do is to fuel your system. So everybody's body is like a car. And you can treat your vehicle the way that you want to.
Yeah.
If you have a high-end car, Rolls Royce or whatnot, you can put unleaded fuel in it if you want to, and then see how good it's going to do for the engine. Or
Mhm.
you can put premium in a premium car. And so many people are running out of gas because they have these bodies, but they're not putting premium items in it, whatever premium is. So
Mm.
to fuel my system, I try to eat clean. Um, I'm an excellent cook, and I'm always cooking, and there's always something available to cook. So when I
Mhm.
do, I try to make everything fresh. And after I fuel my system, go be active, which is when I go ahead and spar. So knocking people around and whatnot, and I don't have any stress because I took out anything there.
Mhm.
So by say 11 o'clock, everything is clear.
Mhm.
All lines are super duper clear. I am charged up. I am prayed over. I have no clutter in my thought process, and anything that I believe that I'm going to touch is blessed
Mhm.
because I'm not carrying any weight or toxicity to it.
Mhm.
So if I'm coming into a room feeling blessed, going back to that sowing and reaping component, then what I'm
Yeah.
going to
Yeah.
receive is blessed, which is at the end of the day when I say, hey, listen, you did good work, just by the simple components that I just addressed a couple seconds ago.
Yeah.
So a quick recap would be to wake up, wake up very early, meditate, prayer, um, be still, feed my system, be active, and then change lives, whatever that is. Bam.
That's good. Um, the piece of waking up early, because sometimes if you're waking up just at the time, you don't have time to get yourself together, get your mind together. You're in
Mhm.
a rush, you're upset, you're frustrated, irritated, agitated because you got to get to where you got to get to and have everything together. And always when you're in a rush, something happens. You forget something in the house. You got to come back in the house. You get into the car, slow traffic, all the things that
Sure.
can like set you off and things like that. But if you get up early, not saying that you're going to still leave at a good time, but your mindset is a little different when you take that moment to meditate, when you take that moment to take a deep breath, when you take that moment to pray. And I like what you said of, having prayer as not the first thing, but maybe that second or third thing once you got your mind together, because you can wake up and be irritated, agitated, or whatever like that. And you're trying to say it for you, and your prayer is shortened, or you're
Hmm.
limiting your access to hear what you need to hear for the day, or to get the encouragement that you need for that day, because you're like, God, thank you for waking me up. Amen. And then you went about your day. It's so much
Yeah.
more to that of really taking that time to like really just be in a moment of like here, like, and like again, community day, like if I can help somebody today, please send them my way. If I can encourage somebody, please send them my way. Uh if somebody can encourage me, send them my way, all those things. But clearing your mind when you first wake up, like, whoo, all right,
Yeah.
I'm up, getting yourself together, moving your aches a little
Yeah.
bit, taking some deep breaths, and then saying, God, I did a good job yesterday. It
Sure.
was a good day. But whatever else you want to talk about and how you're planning for your day to come into certain. And again, just again, prepping. I realize if I'm having like a rough day and I'm like, well, what happened this morning? I was good when I got up. I'm like, yep, that's what happened. I want to get back on track because I don't want that to deter my day. Though it
Right.
was traffic, I don't want that to deter my day. I've learned to say, if there's traffic, I needed to be later. I needed to slow down a little bit or whatever, things of that sort. And when you have that mindset, that helps you to stay in control of your day.
Sure.
So
And I
yeah.
will say, when you do it, you'll develop momentum.
Yeah.
So when you wake up commanding your day, you probably went to sleep with your day commanded. So it's momentum for the morning. So when it's a practice, even if you have glitches in the morning or the evening, it's still the same practice daily, and it gets easier when we're consistent.
Yeah. And that's that part of the practice. So you missed this morning. Don't
Hmm.
miss tonight and don't miss tomorrow morning.
Yeah,
Because as you continue to do it, and then if you do miss a day, you're like, oh no, I didn't say my prayers for me to sleep. You want to wake up and
yeah,
say, as a kid, now I lay me down to sleep. I pray the Lord my son.
yeah, yeah,
It became a habit as you continue to do it. And we know it like the back of our hand doesn't mean we always say it because we forget it or we forget to do it or we get caught up in just this thing called life. But yes, that practice part of making sure that we're trying to add that to our day.
yeah.
Good. Another thing, often happens when waking up this social media world, we wake up and we got to pick up that phone. What are some words of wisdom to help us to keep the phone down when we're trying to command our day and align our day with what it is we want to do for that day?
To set your phone with prompts that's contingent on the life or lifestyle that you want in commanding your day.
Mm-hmm.
So as an example, I'm woken up by my phone because my alarm's on it. And then it says command my day.
Mm-hmm.
So so then there's my calendar throughout the day.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like I got to get up and turn the alarm off. And then I just go into prayer.
Mm-hmm.
But once I turn my alarm off and go into prayer, then it's nothing.
Yeah.
It's nothing. That small process, 45 minutes to an hour, there is no phone.
Mm-hmm.
Unless there are things set on my phone for that particular morning. So I can have a prompt that says, hey, listen, get up and or eat this. Or there could be a ding that lets me know to do something in regards to, the particular alignment. So
Mm-hmm.
when those things are in place, they're in place, but if you hone in on the solution as opposed to a problem,
Yeah.
then it will drown out the static.
Mm-hmm.
So words of wisdom or words of advice would be to, instead of thinking about what you don't want to do, concentrate on what you do want to do.
Mm-hmm.
And the static will drown out when we go ahead and shift our thought process, our paradigm, or even the things that we tell ourselves. Speak to it in a positive way so that we drown it out. So yeah, once that's done, then it's okay to, I guess, get on social media. But here's the other flip side of the coin. Setting your social media for things that are conducive for your alignment, or whatever it is. So let's, as an example, if I'm involved in real estate, then I'm a part of a real estate group. If I'm a part of, say, coaching, then I'm a part of a coaching group,
Yeah.
which means that it's wise for me to actually see what's going on social media
Mm-hmm.
because of the group. So I'll share it this way. You have money time and you have no money time.
Mm-hmm.
So in business, so this conversation is a pending transaction, right?
Mm-hmm.
It may not, who knows, something's going to take place because there's positive energy, strong dialogue, and it's going to yield a fruitful harvest.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're talking about nothing, when you're gossiping, when you're selling discord and nothing's going to come from it, then that's what you get.
Yeah.
So I assume that it's okay to be on social media because it's a place to actually be social, but it's the intentions on why you're even on it. If
Yeah.
you are on it to actually look at different videos of the things that feed you or don't feed you, then that's what you're going to get from it. So when I get on social media, I'm already wired into what I'm on it for.
Mm-hmm.
So I wouldn't say that it's a negative thing, where I think that it's maybe a reprioritization or intentional surfing on social media. So,
Mm-hmm.
in a professional space, you take something like LinkedIn.
Mm-hmm.
Do you is that something that you don't want to get on because of social media? So I think
Mm-hmm.
it's a language, and how we approach what it is. If we put all of the prompts that will feed us, whether it's health groups or whatever, then cool. If you're I want to say that this interaction was set up due to social media, due to
Mm-hmm.
connecting, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then there you go.
Right.
If it's to do business or something positive, then I'm not opposed to it.
In
Eh,
the same, I
mhm.
think we just have to sometimes like give ourselves limits because social media can suck you in and then you're on there longer than you need to be. So I have timers for all my social media. I can't be on there for so long. Even sometimes by the time I get to Mondays and I'm like watching it live, it was like, oh, you got 5 more minutes.
Mhm.
And for the most, sometimes I extend it or ignore it. Sometimes I extend like a minute, 15 minutes, or I ignore it. But it's also me trying to make sure I'm also prioritizing other things I need to do for myself. I can't be on Facebook all day. I can't be on TikTok all day. I can't be on Instagram all day. However, interesting, there are some times you can get connected and you're in there and you're connected to something that is pouring into you, that is uplifting you, keeping your spirits motivated. And it's totally all right. But my special self would get on YouTube and start watching on mystery things, and they ain't doing nothing well for me. I mean, it is. I'm intrigued by it, but there are other things I need to do too. So when we're commanding our day or getting ourselves in alignment, like you said, making sure we're tapping into those things that are the things that we want to do. And if it, having a little fun to engage and things of that sort,
Sure,
but also just keeping yourself on track and whatever that looks like for you.
sure.
Yeah. Which goes to like protecting your peace and energy as well, which is really important. We talked about that before when we were saying how you planned your life to be spontaneous and things of that sort. So like protecting your peace, knowing when you need that break, knowing when you need that moment before going into something else that you don't become overwhelmed with. Cool, cool, cool. Now, you said you do some fitness and you said you do some life coaching. What because you have to give up something to do some of these things, right? And we are entering the second quarter of the year. We are in the second quarter of the year, rather. And sometimes we don't want to give up something. What's How was your process of giving up things when you were going to become this fitness trainer or to become this coach or to do in real estate and things of sort? What was the sacrifice like? And just sharing a piece of the payoff, because sometimes again we think in the now moment, I don't want to do that, but if I do it now, it's helping me for tomorrow, right?
I don't know what I gave up, because it wasn't like I was a part of something so much that would keep me from actually doing what I ultimately wanted to do. And with that, when I was younger, my parents said, whatever you become, if you go ahead and drink, or if whatever, if you have a vice, don't let it deter you from what you will ultimately become. So I never really did much of those things, but I never really had something that I had to give up. Um, Unintentional interactions, women in particular, you know. And I don't interact with dudes like that. Let's be clear. But just unintentional interaction with women. You know, in a I come from the era where you crack on Johns, and that was the term. And if at this phase, if it's unintentional, and if nothing can come from that, and I don't necessarily mean just relationship, but I mean something intimate, but just lingering interactions,
Mm,
and that's male and female. And I don't uh, esteem myself whereas, oh, I'm too busy or I'm too good to interact in that space, because I'm not, because I pour into many of those spaces.
mm,
But I own my privacy, if I can sum it up.
mm,
I've given up a good portion of like worldly things, whatever those things are, and have adopted embracing a private space.
mm.
And it feels good. You don't have to be all in the mix, and I don't have to get to know everybody neither.
Yeah.
So just being mindful and vigilant. But a key word that comes to mind is discerning with who I
Mm.
interact with and why. So I said all of that stuff to say that one little word. um, no, just to be discerning, and to instead of giving up something, I don't give so much of something. There's a term or a scripture that says not to cast your pearls to swine.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't whore myself out.
Mm,
Everybody can't get all of this, whatever
mm,
this is.
mm,
So
mm.
I have given up doing that if I was to give up something.
That's good. When you first said, I don't know what I gave up, it just made me reflect on how sometimes we don't even really know what we did give up. We just knew we wanted a different path. We wanted a different way of life, right? So you
Hmm.
took that road not knowing, like, though it may have been bells and whistles over there, it's bells and whistles over here too. So you didn't feel like you lost anything because you're still in alignment with what's true for you, what you enjoy doing. Um, and then that part of owning your privacy, but this part of discerning who and why is so big. I'm always telling my business, but I was looking at someone the other day, and I was like, would have been nice, right?
Sure.
But also, what would they have taken, Because sometimes we want something that we feel like the grass is green on the other side, and though it is green, that's because they're watering, they're putting in the work for it. We don't know when it was bad. We don't know when they had to put seed down. We don't know when they had to really pull it up and then start all over again. We don't even know if it's real. It could be the fake grass that they got over there, right? But
Hmm.
also having that discernment to be aware and present where you are, and if it aligns with what you do, if it brings you peace, if it, is gratifying you and all those different things, you feel good at the end of the day. You're like, today was a good day. I did a good job. Everything worked
Yeah.
out great.
Yeah.
Stay there. There's no reason to have to keep up with the Joneses, or whatever they're saying, or like robbing Peter, pay Paul to try to stay hip and dip and things that sort. Just being who you are, being truly authentic to who you are, and everything that you need will come your way. Like you said, giving out that good does come back to you. Giving out that bad, fortunately, it does come back because we have to learn the
Hmm.
lesson of who do you want to be, who are you showing up as,
That's
because
right.
people are watching you and things of that sort. So what am I? Probably two more questions. You shared of your belief in God. So what are some scriptures? Um, what are some quotes actually, or what are some principles that continue to help you stay motivated as well?
Wow. Um, Simple one is I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Another one would be to be transformed by the renewing of your mind, and being not conformed to this world, and to live in this world but not of it. And so those things kind of gave us our identity already. It said that we can do anything,
Mm-hmm.
but it also said that whatever's going on is okay for it to go on, but we're not a part of it. And
Mm-hmm.
the word holy means set apart. So in those small scriptures, is identity. Straight like that. And I paused when you asked me to go ahead and give a scripture because I was like, yo, don't you know that I'm like a thesaurus with this faith-based thing stuff. But yeah, we are heads and not the tail.
Mm-hmm.
We are lenders and not the borrowers. It's better to give than to receive. And the key ingredient in that is because it's better to be in a position to give than to receive, which means if you were in a position to give and not receive, then you're not in a lack headspace. You don't lack because you're in a position. So that's a whole nother series of conversations. But the things that I just shared is the we're made in God's image.
Mm-hmm.
So in that space, if we're made in God's image, that means we're not broke.
Mm-hmm.
If we're made in God's image, then we aren't out of shape.
Mm-hmm.
If we're made in God's image, we don't lack. So we have access. And if God has a kingdom and we're his children, that means we are kings and queens. So we have access. So it speaks volumes because not only is it who we are, our identity, but it's also what we can do.
Mm-hmm.
So then to add to that, there was a gentleman that said that if you have, faith the size of a mustard seed, then you can say from one mountain to move from one place to another.
Mm-hmm.
And he was making a point as an analogy. But what if people had faith the size of a bowling ball?
Mm-hmm.
So if the scripture says, hey, if you have faith the size of a mustard seed, you can tell a mountain to move from one place to another. What happens? What would it look like if you had the faith of a bowling ball?
Mm-hmm.
Some
Mm-hmm.
yeah, this arena of conversation is pretty limitless and endless because I really do occupy this space a great deal.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a whole bunch of meat
Yeah.
for you to chew on.
Yes. And friends, take a moment to reflect on what scriptures, quotes, or principles help you stay connected, because it's in those moments when we are feeling defeated or feeling just down and out or having that moment, let it be just for a moment, to remember what your scripture is, to remember what your proverb is, to remember what your principle is, to remember what your quote is, that encourages you to keep on going. As I was, listening and I was reflecting, I'm like, what are things that come to mind for me? And my first one was a cheerful giver, right? Because in giving, if I'm not cheerful in it, I could have kept it to myself.
That's
But I
right.
want to be cheerful knowing that I'm helping somebody else, no matter they use me, abuse me, all those different things. If I feel in my heart that I should be a blessing to that person, I want to be cheerful in doing it because that's how I'll get it back. If I'm
That's
not
right.
cheerful, I'm not going to get that back, and I'm going to hold it against, and I'm not going to be able to move forward and be free because I'm holding it against because I wasn't cheerful in my giving. Another part was that he's perfecting the things that concern me. So I don't always have to understand it, but I know he's working it out and he's turning around for my good. So again, you want to use your quotes, you want to use your scriptures and principles to help encourage you. Post them around your home, make sure you're saying it throughout the day to keep your spirits uplifted and things of that sort.
There's we speak life and death in the power of our tongue.
Yes.
But I encourage us all to speak life to our life.
Yeah.
And we have a neuro-linguistic programming and a language that we internally speak. And we can change it. If you think of a word without saying it, you still said it. So what you tell yourself is a huge part of you. And again, this all seeing, all knowing has given us the ability to change that. So to your point, we can speak life to our life.
That's good. That's good. This was really a good conversation. What is something that you want us to walk away with?
2 feet. um,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. How's that? I don't want you rolling nowhere, but I will. Since I made a joke about that, I will say to walk away with 2 feet and 10 toes down, anchored in your principle and your integrity without wavering, and to walk into, since we're talking about walking, and walk into a shifted alignment for yourself in every area of your life, spiritually, mentally, physically, emotionally, financially, every single last area of your life. Walk into newness and a shifted dynamic, a shifted paradigm, a shifted mindset, and a shifted you.
Yeah.
And when we all shift, the you turns into us,
Mm.
and we have a community of individuals who are thriving and flourishing. So my prayer is that we all walk with 2 feet, and if you don't have 2 feet, then roll on out into goodness and abundance.
Yes, I love it. Oh, this was really good. I want to say thank you so much for joining us. This was a good conversation, and moving into alignment and commanding our day. And I do hope that those that tuned in, those that will tune in, are encouraged and inspired to keep on going, making each day their masterpiece as well. I want to say thank you again so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure.
Yes, awesome. You have a great evening.
All right. Thank you so much. Have a
Yes,
fantastic evening.
thank you.
Sure. Bye bye.
Friends, I hope that you enjoyed tonight as we talked about alignment and commanding your day. If you didn't get nothing else, make sure you walk away with what? Your 2 feet. That was hilarious. Um, don't forget our quote of the day. Make each day your masterpiece. That's by John Wooden. Again, make each day your masterpiece. Now, friends, I haven't given y'all homework in a little while, but I do have a couple of questions I want you to walk away with as well as you process getting yourself into alignment, as you process commanding your day, right? So the first question for you is, what is one thing you will stop doing that throws you out of alignment, right? Because only you know what throws you out of alignment. Someone was sharing the other day, their prayer requested, did I get back in alignment? Only she knows what that looks like, right? So my prayer was that she has discernment, that she has the strength to push forward and what it is that she's trying to do. But friends, again, what is one thing you will stop doing that throws you out of alignment, okay? Our next question, what is one morning habit you will start this week? So we just heard about getting up, taking some deep breaths, doing some meditation, and then saying a prayer for your day. What's one habit you're going to start this week? Tomorrow is a new day, all right? As we reflect on the day, I want you to think of one thing you can start tomorrow that you can, have as a habit that you're going to start this week to help you stay in alignment, to help you command your day, whatever that looks like for you, whatever works for you, okay? My third question, what does commanding your day look like for you tomorrow morning, right? So we just said one habit we're going to start. But what does commanding your day look like for you for tomorrow morning? Are you going to get up and do that prayer? Are you going to get up and say your scripture, your proverb, your quote, your principle? Okay? We want to do one of those things to command your day tomorrow. And my last question is, who do you need to become to stay aligned consistently? You already her. You already him. We just want you to stay aligned consistently. All right. I want to make sure that you are living your life to the best every day, that you can say at the end of the day, I did a good job. I did a good work. All right. I love y'all so much. I do hope that you guys enjoyed tonight. Again, we shared what our quote was. I shared about what Swag Her got going on. As always, I'm always going to share about Chosen Black because we got some hoodies and shirts to get off from my porch. Okay. But we have our Don't Have the Capacity hoodie and our Checking Your Friends hoodie, and then our limited edition Let Me Ask God First. We do still have our Boss Girl journal and planner. You can, it's not dated, so you can use it at any time. It's a great thing to add to your collection. Let me show my face, because the other day I went to, where was I at? I was somewhere, and the lady pulled out the book and she had my journal. I was like, look at Jen, look at her. So again, I'm truly, truly grateful for all of your support as we continue to do amazing things over here at Chosen Counselors. As always, if you would like to be a guest or you would like to recommend someone to be a guest, please have them send me a message and I'll be excited to reach out to them and help them tell their story as we enjoy tough conversations, tough talks and meaningful conversations, all right? We won't be back next week. I'm not sure when I'll be back. Actually, I'm going to take a little pause, but I will be back. Sometimes you just need a pause and things of that sort. I do love you all very, very much. I do appreciate each and every one of you for rocking out with me. And I'll see you next time. I'll let you know when I'm going live again. It will be soon. Just not next week and maybe not the week after. But I'll be back. All right? I love y'all so much. May y'all have a great, great evening. And don't forget to command your day. I love y'all.
Thanks for joining Jen Cares this week. Special thanks to our sponsors, Swag Her Magazine and Chosen Counselors, guests, and viewers. Such a good conversation. Be sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you found value in today's show, we'd appreciate your sharing it with a friend and dropping a comment down below. Until next time.